Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Everybody Eats Show.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What's going on, guys? It's your favorite host, Bensky and Edom, and we are live from Barcelona, España, Barcelona, Spain.
Specifically in the city of Catalan.
Region of Catalan. City of Barcelona. Getting our geography and all those lessons. Man, it's been an amazing time. It's an amazing city. Beautiful city. This is my first time in Europe, first time in Spain. You share that too?
First time in Europe, Spain. We did the Puerto Rico episode. I said it's my first time leaving the country, with asterisks, but this is the first time leaving the country. No asterisks. Got my passport, first place stamped. I'm really happy to be here. Excited. City's great.
For sure. Beautiful city. So we want to do, wherever we go, we're going to record an episode. So we want to get something out for you guys today. So before we get started, we want to make sure you're following us. For all our new listeners, make sure you're following us on Instagram at Everybody Eats Show on Instagram, on Twitter, EBE Show on Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. Make sure you're following Facebook, Everybody Eats Show, YouTube, Everybody Eats Show. So make sure you're following us. We have episodes coming out bi-weekly every 2 weeks. Great episodes on our Instagram. That's where we have all our content, our reels, posts, episode clips, all that good stuff. So make sure you're following us on all that. And we're rocking the Everybody Eats shirts. Yeah, look at that. So
are
embroidered,
available for sale,
soon come, very soon come. We've been saying it for a while, but soon come, for real. We actually we have a box, right? We got a box.
We have a box.
We have a box. Just getting that logistics
merchandise. You'll see us at a pop-up in the 757 soon
near you. Exactly. Right. So good stuff happening. We have some good episodes scheduled. Last couple of weeks we've had we had a couple of people flake on us, but that's never going to stop because all you need is us too. So let's get into it. Let's get into today's episode. So I want to talk about the city a little bit. Been here for past 2 days or so.
Three.
Right.
We got here Monday,
Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. So it's the third day here. Beautiful city. So I personally, I love history, right? So, you think about United States is only 400 years old. Today, we're looking at tombs and looking at roads that are 2,000 years old back from the Roman era. So me personally, as a history buff, I was making me go crazy just thinking about all the history that goes on around here. So many different types of people who've conquered or, who had claim in this land.
Came and fell.
All the empires that came and fell, invaders. So it's just so much rich history. The buildings, the architecture. It's a busy, lively city. It feels like I'm back in New York. We're in Norfolk, Virginia. It's quiet, but it feels like I'm back in New York City. 2 a.m. cars, buses, trains, everything like bustling, people out and about.
First night
was crazy.
From 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. right outside our window, they were playing Bad Bunny. I had to grab my earplugs and my eye shades just to fall asleep. But I mean, he was up the entire time suffering, but I was gone.
Yeah. But when I knocked, I was tired. But besides that, man, it's like I keep saying, it's such a beautiful city. The architecture is still that you still see that a lot of that old school architecture. But a lot of the the interiors are obviously updated. The beach here, beautiful view from the beach. Today we learned that the beach was actually made in 92 for the Olympics. So it's obviously the city's on the water, but the sand and the actual beachfront was created for the 92 Olympics. Yet. Exactly. Not even 30 years old. Not even 30 years old at the beach over there. But we're right located in the center, right by Plaza Catalan, which is the center of the city, Apple Store, all the different, fountains, square, different stores, retail stores, all that great stuff.
What's really great about the city is seeing no shade to New York, but they actually take care of the infrastructure. I guess you call it facility or the area that people are. So we went and we did a bus tour our second day here. We stopped at an arch, and it's crazy because that place was packed out. But if you look on the ground, you wouldn't find litter. There was no litter. There was nothing, and I guess it's a combination of respect for the city and a good job on the sanitation, because, even today I saw some people, cleaning out leaves and doing their thing. But it's a real beautiful city. And I love that they're big on the upkeep of it.
That's a fact. They take care
except
of
the graffiti, but you know, you can't take care of everything. But I am a fan of the graffiti. I took a lot of pictures of it. Yeah, so
it for sure. What would you say is your favorite part so far? Favorite thing that you've seen, favorite thing that you've done, or favorite part of the city so far?
I just love the vibe, man. Honestly, it's
the vibe.
But I haven't even when I lived in New York, I didn't go to the city too often. But being here, it's kind of like NYC Junior. So I really love the fact that there's a lot of people, hustle and bustle, so much on some areas, so much diversity, period. You know, sure. Just a lot of diversity, a lot of different things going on. I love the street performers. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's so lively. I love it.
Yeah, from saying like it's hard for me to pinpoint one thing per se, but like you said, I love diversity. Come from New York, I love seeing different type of people. I love hearing the different languages. I love seeing that diversity, and you get that. You're hearing so many. You're hearing Spanish, French, plus it's big tourism, so you're hearing British English, American English.
And then some people like more history for you guys. The region of Catalan, they speak Spanish and a mix of Spanish and French. So I'm gonna repeat everything I learned, but so in Spanish, the word for small is pequeño, and in Catalan, the word for small is petit, just like it is in French. That is the only thing I remember.
There are a few other examples.
It's like okay, so like the word vamonos, let's go. Instead of saying vamonos, I think they say sumi.
Yeah, like sumi. Yeah.
Sumi.
So it's a different language. The area of Catalan, that region, even though it's in Spain, they have their own culture. Different, they speak a different language. They have a sense of pride.
So proud. It's like really nationalistic. You can just really tell because you see a lot of people with the flags. They have their independence flags, they have the regular flags. So the people really take pride in saying, I'm not, from Spain or just Barcelona. I'm specifically from Catalan.
Yeah.
Are they Catalan?
Catalan is the language. What they call themselves?
What they call themselves, but
right. That's a good question. I don't know.
the Catalanians.
But for real, it's great atmosphere, great city. The food, it can use some work. I think they said the seafood by Barceloneta, by the beach, is really good. We didn't eat over there. I had some paella. I guess the seafood is pretty good.
They're big on. We learned they're big on tapas. So
tapas,
finger food, appetizers, and whatnot. That's
the appetizers. They weren't bad.
No,
I think the appetizers might have been better than the entrees.
If you're good at what you're good at, that again, no shade. Like they're really great with finger food and their main dish or the national dish is something they call it it's like tomato. It's called tomato.
Pani tomato or something like that. It's like the bread. It's the bread
tomato. So it's like
the bread with the tomato paste on top with like oil and salt, something like that. So real simple.
And ham occasionally, but the people here will call it a proper meal, and I'll look at you like you're crazy. But no shade again, but they're really good at the finger food and everything. I like the finger food I had today. I was hungry, but
but
still good.
It's still good.
Not here for the food, just the sights.
For the sightseeing, for sure.
If you come here, they have some fast food areas where we stayed, so I mean, you might be fine with just some fast food. But the city itself, really, 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 really nice. I have to come back
for sure.
Come back for longer and do a lot of other stuff. Do a lot of different tours. People walk. They encourage.
Exercise, lots of exercise.
Oh my goodness, we did, like I said, we did 2 bus tours. It took a total of 8 hours, and every single place I went to, people were running. We had like same thing we used for hikes, those walking sticks, use skateboards,
biking, very, very extensive bike lane. Like they take the bike lane seriously. Like everyone's biking, a lot of motorcycles, because the streets are very we have narrow streets, so a lot of bikes and mopeds, motorcycles, and things like that. So But yeah, lots of exercise, a lot of people running, working out wherever you go. So
there's a reason why Europeans are a lot smaller size than Americans.
For sure.
And that's it. A lot of tall people. I saw a lot of tall people too.
For sure.
It's crazy.
But yeah, like if you're coming to Europe, if you're coming to Spain, you definitely need to pay it a visit. Like Edom said, definitely need to come back, explore more. You can't do enough. You can't do enough in the 2-3 days. There's just so much.
There's so many. Like there's the fashion's even different. Everybody. I wish I noticed yesterday when we had more time, but today I started looking at everybody's feet, and I noticed, a lot of them had whether like sandals or maybe stuff. If you ever looked at a TJ Maxx or something, or just like the on sale stuff, nothing really name brand. Nobody really cares about getting the new Jordans, or at least from what I've seen. I didn't see anybody wearing mids or retros or anything. All I saw were dunks. People, people hate dunks, right? So I saw a lot of dunks if I saw anything name brand, but I saw a lot of Vans, Converse, Chucks. No name stuff. I saw somebody wearing a Tommy Hilfiger shoe. I didn't even know they made shoes. But the fashion's really
is different.
It's really different. And it's like, it's crazy. Somebody always says, you're always told you need to experience the world in order to really, I guess, live and make sense of everything. So I really liked being able to just take it all in. For sure. So great city, great city. Anything else? You ran into some cats? Oh, we did run into some cats. The cat was really scared of me. But adorable. The animals here, I noticed the dogs.
If you guys don't know, Edom is a cat owner. I don't know if we spoke about. No, you guys seen the cats.
I own a cat.
But for the new listeners, Edom is a cat owner.
So I wanted to. I'd take some home, but I did want to interact, but they were running away from me. But I saw a lot of dogs. I noticed the dogs weren't too big. Everything here is smaller. Everything here is really smaller. The cars are small. The toilet is small. The seats are small. This couch
portion size.
This couch right now probably only goes up to right here, like on me, in terms of like a cushion. So I'm like bending my knees. You can see it. So everything here is a lot smaller. Portion size, smaller cups. I don't know if that's their default size for coffee, but the default size of coffee is the size of a shot cup. So you're paying like the equivalent of $2.50 for that. So that to me is really mind blowing. But again, that makes sense because the portions are smaller. That's why everybody here is so petite.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, keep repeating it. Beautiful city, Barcelona. Definitely need to come back. And yeah, that kind of covers it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So in other news, first day we got here.
Are you talking about the outage, or you want to do word of the day?
Oh, right. So we haven't done one of these in a while. It's been a while since I did this bad boy.
Let's get a nice quote for you guys.
All right. So the word of the day is
pew, pew, pew.
People who can't throw something important away can never hope to change anything.
Ooh, say it again.
People who can't throw something important away can never hope to change anything.
People who can't throw something important away.
Basically sacrifice. Can never hope to change anything.
That's deep, because I was about to say, why would I want to throw something important away? But if it comes to sacrifice, or just willing to make those sacrifices, right? Willing to make those adjustments, can achieve great. Was it? No, that's a great responsibility.
Great power comes with great responsibility.
No, I'm not thinking about that, but kind of like a no pain, no gain type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, we watched Transformers the other day. Sam Witwicky said something.
Oh.
No sacrifice, no advice, no victory. Yeah.
No sacrifice, no victory. Family no sacrifice, no victory.
Shout out to Transformers and Sam Witwicky.
Sacrifice, no victory. So, okay, that was but before I even give my interpretation, I'll let you guys know where it's from. I was scrolling on YouTube one day. I don't know if you guys go on the YouTube app on your phone, but it kind of looks like an Instagram feed now. But subscribe to RDC World, and Mark kind of tweeted it. It was a quote from Attack on Titan, said by Armin Arlet. Those who can't throw something important away can never hope to change anything. And to me, it's just yeah. Oh yeah. when you really like, I guess I'm so big on self-reflection and growth and everything. So when you I think, at least in my life, I've always talked to Bensky offline, and like always how to change my habits and do different things to accomplish even more. So I've sacrificed before coming on this trip, of course, but like trying to get into the new habit of, delaying gratification or mentally stopping myself from falling into those same habits and routines that I normally fall into, and trying to eventually phase it all out as time goes on, in order to push myself and achieve the goal I want, specifically for myself. I think that just it also connects to discipline, being able to discipline yourself, and again, delayed gratification, knowing when to do certain things. There's time and place for everything. When to celebrate, when to lay back and work even harder. All comes down to discipline and accountability as well. Two things. Again, my word of the year was accountability. So yeah, those two things really big.
Yeah.
Can't ever hope to achieve anything great or make a difference in anything if you can't afford to sacrifice the things you waste your time with, or could be more productive with in your day.
Nah, for sure. Like talking about
perfect example. All right, well, we can segue into it for the next part.
For sure. So real quick, just thinking about the habits thing, right? We've been having these conversations crazy. Like one thing for me, I guess about a month, maybe a little bit more, was waking up an hour earlier, right? I used to wake up at 8:00 almost every day, maybe a little bit later. And I noticed like when I was logging on to work, I'm still groggy, right? Like I'd wake up, like brush my teeth, log on, and I'm groggy for like the first 30-45 minutes. Like I'm like, sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not, just depending on like, how much sleep I get. And I never really liked it because I never had like time for myself in the morning, but I love my sleep. I love to sleep in. I love to sleep, bro. Like I love to sleep in.
Man, we slept last night. We slept like 10 hours.
That was the most sleep I've gotten in a very long time. But I was telling Edom, I'm like, Edom always wakes up earlier than I do, right, for work. And I told him, I was like, yo, I want to stop waking up earlier. And I asked him, I was like, yo, can you give me a wake up call in the morning once you wake up? Once I wake up, I know like I'll be up and get to work. And I'm proud of myself because I adjusted pretty quick in the first, like after like a week, like it kind of sucked. But then after that, I adjusted pretty quick, waking up an hour earlier. And then it started to creep because it was like, all right, waking up at 7. Then some days I'm up at like 6:50, 6:45, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, all right, cool. I got adjusted to waking up earlier. I have more time to myself in the morning. Now, by the time work starts, I'm clear headed. I had breakfast. I went on a walk. I stretched, prayed, read my Bible, did everything, got mentally ready.
Get yourself on a roll.
Exactly.
You can
building some momentum before the day starts, work starts. Now, once I log on, boom, sharp, ready headed. Let's go. Let's tackle the day. But that's an hour of sleep I had to sacrifice. And I hated that. I don't like the idea of doing that, but it's for the greater good, So that's just like a personal example of something like that.
Accountability, both.
For sure.
I kept them accountable to keep them up. Discipline themselves. I don't even call him anymore. I just, now what I do is I'll text him.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't respond to my text before 8:00, I know he didn't wake up. So
for sure. Get yourself an accountability partner. We've spoken about this multiple times, but just another living example of how that helps.
The yes men in your life, honestly, for real. If you have someone who's always agreeing with everything you do or say, and they don't have any word of advice or input or any way to change that or improve it, I think you should really consider not coming to them for anything, because that person either unless you're perfect, which I know you're not, but so that person either doesn't care enough or isn't either listening or just has nothing to really input to what you're trying to do. No offense or anything. I'm not trying to be rude, but at the very end of the day, whenever Bensi comes to me for anything, no matter what, I try to look for something that can be worked on, something he didn't think about. And it's really funny because sometimes I think I'm a great accountability partner, but when I sit and brainstorm by myself, I'll miss the things I'll tell him about, So you really got to play with it, you really got to play with it. But perfect. Before we end on our, before we move on to the next segment, I will repeat it. Is that our power? We good?
We flashing. We
Okay.
good. We keep going till it cuts off. We keep going.
The word of the day, once again,
Sue me.
The word of the day, once again, people who can't throw something important away can never hope to change anything.
For sure.
All
right. So let's get into our last topic for today. So
speaking of sacrifice,
right? Yo, so today is what? Wednesday. Today, as of recording, today was Wednesday. We got here Monday. Did it start Sunday night? No, I think it started at least we noticed it Monday because
sure it started. I want to say it started Monday.
I think
it started Monday after we got here.
Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all of Facebook. I think Oculus and obviously all the other Facebook,
Google. Some people couldn't access their Google accounts. People couldn't, people using Google Wi-Fi, out of it. Even Mark Zuckerberg couldn't even get into his Facebook account.
Yeah.
All right.
So
let's talk about it.
That's crazy. Facebook, one of the biggest companies out there in the world. It owns all these subsidiaries: Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus, different associations. They got hacked. Cybersecurity, right? You would think a company this big would maybe have a little bit more security, but when you're that big, it's hard to control, just like anything else, right? Whether it's a bank too big to fail, right? Whether it's a bank, when you think about today, we learned about the Roman Empire, right? They got so big, but eventually, you can't be that big for forever. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, you're gonna have vulnerabilities. When you're that big, you're gonna have vulnerabilities. Cybersecurity, especially in this day and age, is critical. This year, you think of how many companies have gotten hacked. Earlier this year, was it over the summer? The oil pipeline on the East Coast, that got hacked, for a good couple of days. Gas prices going crazy. Gas wasn't as available. And that happened from a cyber attack that I forgot. I think they originate somewhere in the Middle East or something, or Northern Africa, Europe, somewhere in that area. Or was it Asia? Somewhere. Anyway, it was an international cyber attack wherever they came from. This is something huge. This is serious. This is
the worst. If you really in high school and even some parts of college, the worst you heard about was the cloud getting hacked, right?
Yeah.
And now it's serious things like people's information, social security numbers, all this stuff is actually getting broken into via these whether it be companies like Accenture or Facebook or whatever the case may be.
Coinbase got hacked the day prior.
Coinbase got hacked the day prior. You have stuff like Robinhood got hacked last year, right? So
it's getting crazy.
Serious.
And you think about cybersecurity, right? One of the biggest fields that are popular in terms of jobs, and one of just the biggest fields, IT, cybersecurity, computer programming, coding, all those different fields. That is what is critical in today and for the next generation. You're thinking about, I want to go to college, I don't know what to study. If you have a knack for it, if you have some interest, or maybe you don't have an interest and you're like, I just need a job that gives me money, cybersecurity, IT, tech, that field is in high demand. And not even just demand now, it's a necessity. I feel like, at least from my perspective, I feel like companies and just the United States is not as cyber ready as maybe the rest of the world. Or if it's not just the rest of the world, it's not as cyber ready for the modern world. I feel like a lot of either companies, websites, think about how many times Sony used to get hacked, PlayStation, Sony used to get hacked, PSN, and those accounts, those used to get hacked crazy, and it's now, if we're such a digital world, especially after COVID, when everything became digital, it's a must. That's something that needs to be paying more attention to. We're talking about the company that we work for. I was talking to someone from the HR recruiting department. They're saying that our IT department is the fastest growing and is the fastest growing department. And we work for finance. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. FinTech. you have all these banks and financial corporations that have your social security, bank account numbers, EINs, business information. You need to make sure, and you need to have confidence that whatever company that you're working for, whatever company that you're using, whatever app that you're using, whatever platform that you're on is going to be protecting your information. You understand? And I guess we can kind of talk about the social media aspects a little bit after.
Put a little bit of the attack into.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find some messages I exchanged in a group chat with people about it, but so apparently it's called a AAA DNS hack/attack, which means basically for a little bit, as far as the internet was concerned, no one owned Facebook or Instagram for a little bit, and that shouldn't be possible. The fact that they were able to delete parts of that code and everything that shouldn't have been possible, like that should have been protected. That's pretty huge. The fact that the CEO of the company couldn't get into, his own thing, and we're all here just sitting twiddling our thumbs, and then, like, you really don't, like, you have to be careful. That's what I want to say. So don't, we're about to get to right now. But,
yeah. So if you think about it, Instagram was down, Facebook was down, WhatsApp is down, right? Especially like in our industry, professional development, entrepreneurship, business. If you think about it, a lot of small business owners, let's talk about just small business owners, right? Because that's going to be more relevant. A lot of small business owners, they sell their products on, Facebook, Instagram. Those are the two hottest platforms right now.
Have a brick and mortar shop.
So. Exactly, right? We don't have brick and mortar. So Facebook and Instagram are where a lot of people sell their merch, promote, and that's where they have their business presence. We are too, right? But we're talking about Gary Vee. One thing that Gary Vee, emphasizes or talks about a lot is making sure that you have presence online in multiple apps or in multiple places, and then offline presence. So what does that mean? Your business should not only exist on Instagram, right? Because you see what just happened. Instagram was down. God forbid Instagram got wiped. Boop. You wake up tomorrow, Instagram doesn't work anymore. Your business or your brand is not going to exist
if you solely exist on the internet,
on one platform.
If you really sit and think about all these people you like worship, put this politely as I can, but all the people you kind of sit on TikTok and Instagram, all these celebrities and all these funny influencers that you sit and worship and watch their, you spend 10 hours a day on an app watching 10-second videos. Like, you're not doing that, and I'm sure a lot of you realize you might have been addicted to Instagram, all that social media and whatnot. But it's crazy because, like Bensi said, someone he saw somewhere, I think on his Instagram or Twitter or whatever, someone he followed, lost 50K of sales, 50K
worth of sales.
In the 6 hours
that Instagram was
down, which is pretty wild. Because again, if you exist solely online, so if it weren't for the internet or Instagram, nobody would know who you are. You're screwed. You're gonna wake up. You're as famous. You're chicklet, right? You wake up and you're chicklet, whatever, and then the next thing you wake up and what's his real name?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're whatever his real name is. So it's scary. It's scary. It's scary.
And it makes you think also of just like how businesses were and how businesses were, how people grew businesses before the internet was a thing, right? You're thinking 50s, 60s, even way before then, what I'm saying? How people grew businesses, brick and mortar, mouth to mouth, in person, flyers. Granted, we don't really need flyers like that, but you should be having some sort of in-person presence. One thing I love about the podcast is that, God forbid all this were to go down, we still have connections with every single person who's been a guest on our show. You know what I'm saying? Now, something new, we've been doing pop-up shops, which is amazing because, that doesn't necessarily require an online presence. Obviously, it helps, but pop-up shop, in-person presence, we can still do interviews in person. We can still talk to people in person. We can still build those relationships in person. So God forbid this, Instagram were to go down, internet were to wipe out, obviously we'd be hurt just like everyone else, but we're not completely done. We still have a following. We still have people that we can reach out to, connect with. We still have that network, so it's like, all right, cool. This is a disturbance. What can we do from here? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I love doing the pop-ups now, because it's like it builds that in-person podcast presence, but you have to be on multiple platforms. So that's going to have to be Instagram, that's going to have to be Facebook, that's going to have to be TikTok, that's going to have to be Twitter, that's going to have to be YouTube, Anchor, right? For the
I don't even
podcast.
know what other small stuff they got, but
Yeah, you know,
everything.
just simple.
Bring back MySpace. What's up?
Right? Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That's why, you know, in the beginning when you run down all the socials, right? Yeah, it's because you want
like a lot. I mean,
yeah, going through it, but that's the importance, right? Because you need to have that presence on everything, or as much as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Just in case something goes wrong. Email list and text message marketing. That's something that, you know, we would like to grow, you know, but that's going to be huge because God forbid the internet went down. We still have text message marketing that you can reach out to people. Yo, boop, boop, new episode coming out soon. You know what I'm saying? That you could do that. So it just shows that, you know, a small business owner, you have to think big. You have to think, sometimes you have to think worst case scenario. A lot of times you have to think worst case scenario, especially with the cybersecurity, because I don't think this is going to be the last time. This will happen. I'm positive this will happen again next year. At least one time in 2022, these social medias will get hacked.
I'd be surprised if it happens again before the year ended.
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys listen to the news, how you guys watch your news, where you watch your news, but if you really like what happened yesterday is not new. It's been happening. It's probably happened over 10 times in the last year. It's just not as, you know, broadcasted, especially for a lot of us in this day, and especially millennials, Gen Zers. You sit and you're getting your news on Instagram and everything, and that's not making news. Let's be real. So, it's not new. This has been happening. So figure out, you know, you could do all the two-factor authentication.
All you want.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing, bro, to the hacker that's gonna guess your dog's name in 2 shots. So,
exactly.
Really figure out. This is my word of advice. You know, I mainly use Instagram, but I don't think I'm out there as much on like Facebook. I really don't use that. I don't have any other socials besides Instagram and Facebook. So I personally feel safe with my level of exposure on the internet. But for those of you, I know a lot of y'all are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Anything new comes out, you're gonna hop on that, right? So really be careful and just use your best judgment. And just try not to put everything out there as best you can, because someone, you know, the next day you're logging on, you know, you're there. Next thing you know, you're kicked out. Someone hacked you, and now they're trying to get thousands of people to go give Latoya in India $20 so they can get 1,000 back, right? So be careful. As any game, y'all, just really like do your best.
Yeah. Nah, for real. So that's a big word of advice for small business owners, influencers. Have that spread out, you know, don't have all your eggs in one basket. Spread out, be on multiple platforms. Shoot, I can go on a whole rant about content creation, but just one more thing when it comes to repurposing content, right? And like one way, let's be practical. One way to be on multiple platforms is to repurpose your content, right? So let's not just talk about it. Let's like, you know, be realistic.
Repurposing your content mean, for those who don't know? I don't even know what
that. Repurposing your content is what we do, where you have a 20-minute podcast, right? 20-minute podcast video. The 20-minute video, that's best for YouTube because that's for longer videos. But we don't post the entire podcast on Instagram because nobody wants to watch a 40-minute video on Instagram. That's not what Instagram is made for. But we take snippets, 1 minute snippets, 2-3 minute snippets, and post that on Instagram because Instagram has the post feature and it has the IGTV feature. Then you have Reels and TikToks. Now we can take 30-second bits of our content and we can post that on TikTok, and we can post that as Reels. We can post that on YouTube Shorts. We can post that wherever, you know, those 30-second things are. For Facebook is best for, again, 30-second videos or like minute-long videos, right? And then when it comes to just regular content, like the TikToks that we do, we don't post a TikTok on YouTube. Well, we can now with you know, YouTube Shorts, but normally we're not posting 30-second videos on YouTube because it fits best on Instagram. So that's what it means by repurposing your content. You know, if you're doing video content, audio content, whatever brand that you have, there are certain things that are best for Instagram. There are certain videos that are best for YouTube. There are certain videos and types of content that's best for TikTok. And you can take one video and chop it up multiple times, multiple different ways, different dimensions, different, you know, filters and formats, and put it on your different platforms. And that way you're repurposing your content. You're taking one piece 20-minute episode, and you can put it on YouTube for 1 minute. You can put it on Instagram for IGTV. You can do 30 seconds, put it on TikTok, and boom. Right. That way you're on multiple platforms. It's the same content on multiple platforms, same message, but it all leads back to yourself. So that's what it means to repurpose your content. And that's what you want to be doing. If you're making video, audio, and any type of content, that's what you want to be doing. So you have that presence. And then think about when we're at the pop-up shop, we did the quick interviews. You can kind of say that's repurposing, but that's just another way to, grow your brand and to get that exposure out there. So that's what you really want to be focusing on in order to grow your business, and not only just to grow your business, but to protect yourself. Because, for example, our smallest presence might be like Twitter, right? So even if every website or every Twitter, like emails, right, might be our smallest. So even if Facebook and Instagram and everything else went out, at least we have some presence on Twitter that we can start from. We're not starting from zero. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or emails. It's not like huge, but we do have some email lists, and we're not starting from zero. So it's like, again, if everything were to go out, at least we still have some sort of presence somewhere to start from, so that's why it's important. That's how you do it. Like I said, just chopping up videos and chopping up bits to see what fits what niche for the websites. And like I said, if you want to do some more research on what type of content goes best on what app or platform, you can do that. But kind of like what we just said, 30-second videos, reels, Instagram and TikToks, minute-long videos, Facebook, Instagram, 3 minutes, probably 1 to 3 minutes, again, like Facebook, Instagram. If you're doing like 20 minutes and up, YouTube, just do on YouTube. Facebook can do it, but it's probably not best because Facebook is still a scrolling type app. People want to go quick. So if you're going to be doing like 20-minute and long videos, then YouTube, and then if you have email marketing, you may want to just do like a picture or some written text, and then if you're doing audio, that's why we have Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and all that stuff. So that is repurposing content, and that's how you do it for those different platforms.
So don't set yourself up to get deleted in a day, or wake up and get deleted. Really spread yourself out. Spread your business out, not yourself, but business.
Spread your business out for sure. That covers a lot. We went over Spain, went over the word of the day, went over the Facebook shutdown, and we went over how to repurpose your content to be on the different platforms. I want to clip that. We don't have to clip that repurposing. That was some good stuff. That was some good gems for you guys right there, for those small business owners who are new or starting off, or you're thinking about starting your business. That's stuff you have to keep in mind.
Before we let you go,
what we got?
I'm housekeeping again.
Housekeeping
follow
items.
Us on all platforms.
All platforms.
Everybody on Instagram. Everybody Eats _ show, or Everybody Eats show.
Everybody Eats show on Instagram.
I don't remember all the
at Everybody Eats show on Instagram. Everybody Eats show on YouTube. EBE show
on Twitter.
On Twitter. Everybody Eats show on Facebook and TikTok. Again, if you're in the 757 area, look out. We'll be at a pop-up shop near you on the 27th. We will be on November 27th, Saturday, November 27th. We'll be at the not Minding Business. Shout out to Minding Business, but not Minding Business. We're going to be at the Together We Stand pop-up shop on November 27th. So make sure that if you're in the 757 area, make sure you show some love and be there. For Mind Your Business, shout out to Mind Your Business. Yo, we was out there. I was out there. They had an event on Granby that they do pretty frequently. So they showed a lot of love. So shout outs to them. Make sure you're following us on all platforms.
Do us a favor, Apple Podcasts, please leave a like and
review. Yes.
A positive review, please. But prefer the likes. Also, I challenge you guys, if you learned something new from this episode, please leave a like on YouTube, like on Apple Podcasts, review on Apple Podcasts, comment on YouTube what you learned. If you found out, and if you learned you were addicted to Instagram, so if you found yourself trying to click on Instagram, refresh, you exited, then 2 seconds later you went back on Instagram hoping something would change, definitely leave a review, 5 stars. Thank you.
For sure. For sure. So that's it for today. We'll be at another international episode very soon come. So we'll be having another international episode for you real soon. So look out for that. If you guys can guess what city we'll be at next, We'll give you a high five. So merch coming out soon. That's it for today. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. See you guys next time. Peace.